Aha! All right, can you see me now? Please, somebody tell me you can see me. uh, oh my goodness. Every single year, every single year, StreamYard is pranking me. Oh my god, thank God. Every year StreamYard pranks me. I go live like once a year. Also, why is my camera so lopsided? Hold on, let me see if I can also like do this thing where can I mirror myself? Oh, there we go. Now I'm like looking at myself like a normal person. All right. Oh my god. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Haunted Haven. Lord, oh lordy, 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 lordy. It trick or treat pranks me every year. StreamYard loves pranking me. Thank you all for hanging in for this. Really appreciate it. Really do. And I am happy to say welcome to the Haunted Haven and welcome to Halloween 2026. Things are no different in the Haven. Year after year, we struggle with technology and we smell candles. And I would have it another way, but maybe also it's tradition and I wouldn't have it another way. So I am very happy to see you all here. I've been reading your comments. I know that you guys putting a spell on me. Thank you so much. I appreciate the spell. Very interesting indeed. Yes, we're gonna get started. I've seen that you've got some predictions, you've got some things that you want to learn. I want to say to you again, thank you for being here and welcome. We are going to get started with the post burns, the 9 new ones from this year, and then we are also going to answer any general questions. I do have some of the old ones back here, so if you have questions about the old ones, we'll do that as well. And what else? I don't know. Then we'll just talk about whatever else you guys want to talk about. But let's get started with these post burns. All right. I'm going to start with where is it? I'm gonna start with the Raven. The Raven. Oh, spooky. I do think this one's actually spooky. So the Raven. Look, I printed it out. I was prepared in some way. Very nice strong throw on this one. The bergamot on the top gives it very sour overtone, but it's beautifully matched and followed up by those wood and herbal notes. As I predicted, this is a fantastic nature scent, and it gives the room a very natural woody smelling feeling, but the bergamot on top gives it a slightly off-putting sour note. And I don't mean off-putting as in bad, I mean acidic and a little unsettling. It gives the fragrance this creepy, eerie feeling. Rather than being completely relaxing and gentle and woodsy, you're getting something that is nature-inspired but also dark and eerie. I'm going to hold it up because that's more atmospheric. All right. I should read this like it's a spooky story. Okay, so rather than being completely relaxing and gentle, you're getting something that's dark and eerie. There's just something a little bit off and unsettling about it, while still being extremely enjoyable. It feels very much like a Halloween fragrance. It's an absolutely fantastic, eerie, scene-setting scent. The wood, herbal notes, and moss become much more prominent when you get close to the candle. My first impression of the fragrance in the room is the bergamot on top, giving it that sour quality. This is very dramatic. But as you move closer to the candle, the woods, herbs, and moss really start to come out and almost take over. So if you're standing close to the candle, those deeper earthy and woody notes are what you notice. When you get farther away, I lost my spot. That bergamot seems to mix more with the wood notes. I really like that because the scent has a slightly different character depending on where you are in the room. So personally, I think this is a very incredible candle. The throw and the strength are very good. No problem filling up the room. I think this would work well in an open concept as well. Anyone who's a fan of wood scents or wood notes in candles is going to enjoy this one. Like I said, I think it's an eerie candle. I think that strange and unsettling quality of the bergamot does give it a little bit of, it gives it a twist. We'll call it the Raven's twist. The Raven's twist on the top. I can see this being a great mood setter if you were burning it in a completely dark room. I do say that. It gives you an almost calm feeling because of those natural woody notes, so it really matches the darkness. But at the same time, there's just something a little unsettling and weird about it. So I adore the Raven. I know that some other people were saying that one's not super spooky. I think it's spooky. I think it's wood. I think it's a spooky woods, acidic, weird, spooky woods. Yes. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I think if I miss your, all right, I'm gonna let you guys talk, and then at the end, if you have questions, because if I go through the comments all the time, I'm gonna waste loads of time. All right. If you have questions that I don't answer, when we're done, bring them back to me. But post them in there, because anyway, I'm shutting up. All right, Hansel's trail. The Americanized Hansel is Hansel, and he's on the trail. All right. Okay. Once upon a dark and eerie forest, there was a really pixelated label. Oh no, that's Freak Show. I needed to put this disclaimer that my Hansel's trail is a little bit pixelated. Once upon a spooky machine that prints labels, there was a pixelation, a little bit of an issue. So I don't know what's, I'm gonna put that out there. Anyway, once upon a midnight in the woods, this smells really strong of enticing, comforting, and delicious sugar cookies, specifically vanilla. Mostly what I'm getting is a really nice, warm, comforting bakery scent. And this is actually something that I would enjoy having burning on a cold night. It gives me the impression of warmth because of that cookie. And it puts me in the mindset of baking cookies in the oven. It's actually a little chilly in my room as I'm smelling the candle, and there's something really nice about the way the fragrance is pulling me in and giving me that warm, cozy feeling. I'm having a hard time picking up on the candied blueberry as a strong scent in its own right. I'm standing pretty far away from the candle, which is usually where those top notes come out for me, and I'm still mostly getting spooky vanilla. It's not spooky, vanilla. I'm mostly getting vanilla, specifically that vanilla sugar cookie scent. When I get closer to the candle, I do get more of a marshmallow. Scary, not scary at all, marshmallow. The marshmallow starts coming out on the bottom, but those candied blueberries really aren't coming through very strong for me at all. For me, the spooky witch in the woods, this is a very simple and straightforward candle. It's essentially a straight up sugar cookie. Strength is very good. Gourmands usually tend to throw well, so this is no exception. No exception at all. I don't know if I would call this a Halloween fragrance. In fact, that's a minorly under-exaggerated statement. I don't think it's spooky. I don't think it's necessarily Halloween. It's definitely not particularly spooky. I do think it's accomplishing the concept, however, of Hansel's trail, Hansel or Hansel, because it creates this incredibly enticing, sweet, and delicious fragrance that lures you in. So, if you imagine you're out in the spooky pixelated woods, you're cold and hungry, and suddenly you have the smell of sugar cookies wafting towards you, then it would draw you in. So in that way, sure, I think it is accomplishing its goal. So, yeah, it's comforting to me. I think that this is kind of a Christmas candle. I think it's kind of a sugar cookie candle. I keep going on I had a lot to say about this, but frankly, I don't know why. Basically, if you're into the darker, strange fragrances and those slightly off-putting fragrances, Hansel's Trail ain't gonna do that. No. But if you wanted something that's more accessible for everyone, particularly if you wanted the kids to be just like, ooh, a good smelling candle, but that's a scary label, that's probably, I think, what this is going to do. So, that's my thoughts. The spooky thoughts on Hansel's Trail. All right, let's go with Hansel's Trail's doppelganger, aka Freak Show. All right. Okay. You can do this. That's a lot of writing. It's a lot of smelling of candles. Okay, so, wow, I don't remember loving this, but I say in my notes, I really love this candle. It smells incredibly good. Very, very good. The throw is also pretty strong. No issues filling up the room. I could even smell little waves of it coming through the door. It's most certainly a gourmand, which is why I'm like, I said I love it. Don't really love gourmands. Let's keep reading. At first, I got hit with the honey and a little bit of banana. Interestingly, I got more of the banana on cold than I did on the burn. On the burn, it's much more of a creamy scent than a straight up banana scent. So you're not going to get that artificial chemical banana quality that is what I normally worry about with banana. So when I got close to the candle, I picked up more vanilla and coconut on the bottom, which gives the fragrance this really creamy, rich base. When I got farther away from the candle, I got more of the butterscotch, which I would say becomes more of the prominent notes on the burn. I really enjoy how the blend is performing because no single element completely takes over. The butterscotch is probably the most prominent, but the honey and the banana are right there with it. And believe it or not, I even got a little red apple. Can you believe it? I even got a little apple. So the more that I spend time with this candle, the more I spent time on the dark and gloomy and deeply, definitely super scary smelling grounds of Freak Show, the more that these individual layers differentiate themselves into different moments. Hold on, my tome is getting out of control. I got a hit of the straight up butterscotch, then the banana, then the honey, and occasionally that red apple. After one point, I even got a bit of the banana Foster quality. So I think the blend is very, very nice. God, I wrote a lot of this. All right, I'm just going to skip ahead. It's fun and uplifting. I think this is a very fun gourmand. It's got a creamy sweetness to it. Out of this and Hansel's Trail, I definitely think this one's better. I think this one is going to just be a little bit more fun and a little bit more complex. This is not a spooky fragrance either. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Not spooky. No, 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 no. Not spooky at all. Oh, no, the horror. Yes, it's true. It's a butterscotch, banana, caramel, and creamy bakery fragrance. I think it's interesting. I think it smells good. I'm actually surprised to say I will burn this candle because normally I don't like the gourmands that much. But this one, it's fun. It is fun. I think it's, you know, it's neat. It's cool. Not a scary one, but certainly deserving of a place in our hearts, don't you think? Don't you just want to put it in your home? All right. That's enough out of you. Enough. You're invading my brain. Okay. Death by Chocolate. And then we're going to take a minute and look at your comments, see if there's any questions. Bam. Here we go. Death by Chocolate. To me, actually a sleeper in the collection. I thought that this was going to be basic as hell, but I actually really liked it. Let's take a little peek-saroo at this one. This is a really beautiful. This is a really beautiful and chocolatey scent. I like this candle way more than I thought that I would. What surprises me most is that somehow it's actually making me feel more happy than hungry. It's a really classy chocolate fragrance, and it feels much more defined, deliberate, and intentional than I expected from a candle called Death by Chocolate by Grovey Jovey Ladam Blovey. All right, the chocolate itself is softer, finer, and almost a little powdery rather than being super rich and sticky. The vanilla on the bottom is also coming through quite strongly and mixing with the chocolate in an incredible way. It creates this really beautiful, balanced blend. Balanced. All right. Now what else? I think the vanilla is a huge part of what makes this candle work for me. That is very, very true. Oh, also the throw on this was very good. Probably could throw a good 15 to 20 feet down the hallway if I had my door open. Yeah, so this is, you know, chocolate tends to do that. Chocolate is a very, very strong. But yes, I was saying that the vanilla is a huge part of what actually makes this work for me. It gives it a soft, warm quality. So even though it is chocolate, it's not sugary sweet. I am not normally a gourmand person, and I definitely wouldn't naturally gravitate towards a chocolate candle, but this one just makes me happy. It creates a feeling that is calming, relaxing, calming and relaxing and mood lifting. And my apartment, it just makes my apartment smell yummy and comforting. It almost feels like the endorphins you get from eating actual chocolate are somehow being tapped into just by smelling a candle. It's like it put a whole spell on you to make you happy. Oh my gosh. All right, so I am probably going to burn through this candle. This is the sleeper of the collection for me, as I had mentioned. I think that this one is probably, again, very surprised to say this, but I may end up purchasing a second Death by Chocolate. It just makes me happy. I don't know how else to describe this except that it's a comforting, not too sweet, kind of powdery, but just as like the comfort of chocolate and the endorphins of chocolate, but not gourmandy. I don't know how to describe it. It just is like, it's really lovely, comforting, and happy. So, yeah, why wouldn't I buy another one? I don't know. That's a mystery to me. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice, we'll save questions and comments for later. Have a seat, Mr. Death by Chocolate. Let's go with Vampire's Curse. All right, Vampire's Curse reminds me of Twilight with how they did the blue here. The Curse of Edward Cullen. This one has a very strong throw, and I'm finding the burn to be more fruity on the cold impression. I'm definitely getting, oh yeah, you know what? That's right. This one was kind of a bummer to me, honestly. Oh, I spoiled it. This one, it's more strongly blackberry and citrus. And it's so on the cold impression, this was more wine to me, but the burn is pushing it more firmly into blackberry and fresh fruit, unfortunately. So I do have to say that this one is a little disappointing to me, specifically as a Halloween candle. The fruit is coming across incredibly fresh. No, it's honestly summery. No, the blackberry and the citrus feel very ripe, lively, fresh, and juicy. No, it's full of life and it's not spooky. No, why are you not spooky? You look like you should be so spooky, and you had wine notes, and now you're making me wine. It's definitely fruity, although I wouldn't call it a particularly sweety fruity scent. At first, I wanted to compare it to jelly or jam, but actually, I don't think that's quite right. It isn't sweet enough. It's more like an unsweetened jam made from freshly mashed fruit. So you're getting all of that juicy tart berry without a ton of the added sugary sweetness. The blackberry, citrus, and other fruit notes are primarily what I'm getting. The wine is still there, but it's more of a background element. No! If wine were more prominent, I think I could make this into a darker, more satisfying review on this. However, sadly, horrifically butchered by the fresh, summery berries to death, to the grave. It's a lovely, high-quality fragrance, however. But I'm not sure that I would call it spooky. The performance is fantastic, so it's got that resurrecting it a little bit. I could start smelling it through my door, and once I got into the room, it was completely filling the space. So it's a very, very strong candle. If I were throwing a Halloween party and specifically wanted a fragrance to create a spooky atmosphere, this would not be the one that I would reach for. Too fresh and too happy for that. The wine isn't prominent enough to pull it into a darker direction. I've already said this. Why do I keep saying things over and over again? I do pick up the spice on the bottom, but the base note seems to stay very close to the candle itself. So it doesn't actually throw out into the room in the way that the other berry summer things do. Overall, I do think it's a high quality fragrance. I do think it's a good fruity fragrance. If you want fruity, this is good. I just think it's a little not quite gothic. I think in my cold impressions, I was saying, oh, kind of gothic date night. It's dark and it's going to be spooky date night material. And it's just not gothic enough. But if you're somebody who does like a fruity fragrance and you want the spooky Halloween presentation, this would be good for you. So maybe if you've got a goth girlfriend who's posing as a goth because she actually likes bright, fruity summer fragrances, maybe in that scenario. But otherwise, I do think it's classy and sophisticated. I'm trying to find positives here. Yes, I do think it's classy. I do think it's sophisticated. But rather than gothic and dark, it is fresh, sophisticated, and romantic. So that's what I have to say about The Curse of Edward Cullen. Next up, as if I needed any more character acting incentive, we have Sisters 3. Baking a potion. Baking it in an oven. Yes, that's what they're doing. All right. I actually like Sisters 3. It retains its sourness on the burn, and I think that the grape becomes even more sour as it burns. My overall impression is it's very, very sour. I know that there have been some mixed opinions among reviewers about this one, but to my nose, it's a spooky, witchy scent. The sourness gives it a slightly off-putting quality that makes me think of an acidic potion. There's definitely fruitiness to it. What? There's definitely fruitiness to it. So I wouldn't say it's strictly spooky, but the sourness pushes it far enough in the direction that it becomes strange, weird, and just a little unsettling. Sorry, I know this probably is very interesting. I had to burn through 9 candles. So, like, I forget what I think about these candles, hence the actual freaking tome in my hands. So, anyway, okay. As I spend time with the candle, some of the notes that start to waft by every so often are the sour grape on the top, and then the orange, which adds this almost bergamot-like citrus quality that brings in even more sourness. I think the combination of the sour grape and the citrus is really what creates the acidic potion effect. But then every once in a while, I get a raspberry. Oh, the raspberry. It actually is quite sweet. I would describe it as a gummy candy raspberry, very jelly-like and sugary. So you have this interesting contrast between the acidity of the sour grape and orange and these occasional bursts of sweet candy-like raspberry. As I sit with it, I also start to get the floral notes ever so slightly, particularly a bit of rose. Florals are quite light, so they're just providing a background frequency and a little bit of beauty underneath everything, rather than becoming the dominant part of the fragrance. I actually really like that there are florals in this candle because they give it something pretty and sophisticated to ground itself in. It adds a little bit of beauty to the fragrance that I don't think would be there if this were strictly sour and acid. From the base, I particularly get the woody notes and the musk. Those are actually really nice, but I notice them primarily, you guessed it, when I'm closer to the candle. That's when the wood comes out. It's definitely a, what? This is definitely a distance effect with this fragrance. Oh, I see what they're saying. I see what they're saying, as if I didn't write this. Okay, the distance effect with this fragrance. When I'm farther away, I get more of those sour, fruity top notes, whereas when I'm closer to the candle, the woods and the musk become easier to detect. Like I said, there's been some back and forth in the candle community about whether people like this one, but personally, I do. Personally, I think the sourness saves it. So, my impression, sour, acidic potion, little wisps of sweet raspberry running through it, subtle hints of florals, wood, and musk underneath. I think this is kind of complicated. That's why I like Kringle Candle. It's because they tend to layer. When you get different notes of things in 3 different strata of the candle, often you get the whole thing. Like, it's cool that I'm able to dissect this candle and pick out the bits and pieces. So that is what I've come to expect from their quality. I think that this candle does that. All right. That's that. Let's put the acidic sisters away. All right. I needed water. Give me a sec. I need to drink a potion. All right. I just see the comment. Is Sisters 3 cat pee? What are you, 5? What are you, 5? Hold on, I'm curious. I'm curious to make that comparison. Yes! What? Who? All right, which one of these deranged candle reviewers was like, this smells like my cat's urine? That is weird. It's not all that it is. Obviously, I have more taste than that. I wouldn't like this candle if it just smelled like cat urine. Yeah, no, that's so funny. That is so funny. I'm gonna be straight up. I wasn't thinking about that at all when I was burning this candle. Like, to me, it doesn't strictly smell like cat pee. But now that you said that, it's like, but which deranged viewer? Tell me, chat. Tell me in the comments, chat. Which deranged viewer has cat pee on the mind? I need to know. I need to know. All right, Harvest. We'll go on to more pleasant things. Harvest is a banger. It's an absolute banger. No questions asked. No surprises with this one. Basically, it is it's a fantastic classic pumpkin spice fragrance. And the spices come alive on the burn. Oh my God, do they ever get resurrected on the burn? I would say that this is my favorite pumpkin spice that Kringle Candle has ever done. Out of the ones that I've tried, this is the most classic interpretation. The spices in this, absolutely fantastic. The pumpkin is earthy and gutsy. What comes strongly on the burn are the middle notes of the pumpkin, the clove, and the cinnamon. These are the predominant elements of the fragrance. The cinnamon in particular is lovely. It smells really nice, high quality cinnamon rather than something artificial or overly sweet. Oddly enough, when I get closer to the candle, we're getting closer to the candle, I smell what would normally consider the base of the fragrance, but I get something that's very dry and seedy. It almost reminds me of dry birdseed, corn, hay, or something along those lines. Normally, when I get close to the candle, I can pull out the listed base notes more clearly. But here I keep getting earthy, dry, and almost grain-like quality. And I think the base on this was like vanilla. Yeah, vanilla and sugar. I wasn't getting that. I was getting that weird seed quality or something. This candle does not lean sweet. It's got the vanilla and sugar on the bottom. Nar sweetness, narn to be found over here. The only real sweetness might be coming from the cinnamon, but it's like, yeah, it's like maybe the type of sweetness that you would have with cinnamon toast, with the cinnamon and the sugar on the bottom, but it's not sweet. What am I doing? What am I doing? I just said it's not sweet. Shut up, shut up, shut up. They're going to not trust you anymore. All right. I suspect that some of the dry, earthy quality that I'm smelling up close to the candle may actually be the pumpkin itself. The pumpkin here is very earthy, dry, and almost seedy. Whatever exactly is creating that base reminds me of God dang, I keep repeating myself. Jesus. Know that the scariest thing of all is when you're turning into your parents in front of your own eyes. I love my mom. I'm sorry. That came off wrong. But I'm like, dang, I'm already repeating myself. It's way too early. I've got so much life left, and I'm already repeating myself all the damn time. All right, I'm getting back to, we're going into my own personal trauma. Uh-oh. YouTube trauma. No, back to the candle review. No. Okay. I'm glad that Kringle Candle made this candle. I've adored their pumpkin fragrances for what they are, but I've also been wanting them to make something that is just traditional and quintessentially a pumpkin spice, and they've finally done that with Haunted Harvest. And I think it's really successful. This type of candle I could easily light every single day during the fall and be happy with it. It's just such a classic pumpkin fragrance. And I really like the pumpkin itself because, again, it's not a sweet pumpkin. It's not a gourmand pumpkin. No, it's not gourmand. It's not gourmand. I'm starting to lose my mind. Okay. There's something almost like a rotting pumpkin earthiness about it, which is why I like the label on this. I think that that's a pretty good depiction. However, classic pumpkin spice. This is at the top of my list. Throw was excellent. I burned this one and just thought the throw was very, very good, especially compared to Yankee Candle. Here we go, my favorite pastime, ragging on and dragging Yankee Candle, who cannot make candles that throw anymore, except for we'll see about the 3 wicks this year. But this throws. This is a good pumpkin spice, and it throws. And it's spooky. Actually scary. All right, they did a good job. I like it a lot. Krampus. Krampus, my love, my everlasting Christmas husband, Krampus. All right.
Once upon a Christmas in the city, there lurked a man, and his name was not pretty. He looked like your father. He looked like your mother. He looked like another and another and another. No one could tell you where he was from, but by the time you lit him up, you knew you were done.
All right. I don't know where that came from. We're going to stop channeling that creature. I think that was probably Krampus. All right. There's an intoxicating blend of wood and smoke that immediately creates a beautiful atmosphere that is very easy for me to love. I don't know if anybody has ever burned cedar branches on hot stones, but when I first reviewed this candle, sorry, give me one sec. Krampus is making my throat cramp. All right, stop cramping me up, Crampy. So, what this reminded me of, I used to do sweat lodges. Big surprise, right? So there were hot stones in the middle, and we would put dried cedar, and the dried cedar burning on the hot stone, that is what this smells like. It was incredible. So this actually brings up that same kind of burning cedar quality. I've never smelled that in a candle, and this is a dead ringer for it. It's amazing. So, interestingly, when I left the room and came back in, I was immediately also hit with the eucalyptus. I think that this candle is amazing in terms of the different ways that it reveals itself depending on how you're experiencing it. Oddly enough, the smoke and the wood notes, most notably the cedar wood, were the first things that really hit me. Usually I find that the middle notes take over in burning a candle, but with Krampus, it's the base notes that really take over and shine through. I will also say that this candle is very easy to be in a room with. A lot of the other candles in this collection are extremely strong in a way where you can almost not forget that they're burning. It's like like the whole time you're sitting there, you're like, yep, that candle's on. This one can kind of blend into your atmosphere in a way that I really like. It means that it's easy to be in the room with. I don't think that it's necessarily to say that it has like a weak throw. I would say that this was the weakest burner of the bunch to me, but it was still, you could still absolutely smell that it was burning. It's just not like loud, if that makes sense. Like it's there, but it's not loud. Yes. So overall, I would call this highly spiritual and atmospheric. The combination of the smoked cedar wood and the gooyak wood, whatever. The gooyak wood does so much to create this calming, relaxing fragrance that reminds me of spaces where herbs, woods, and resins are being burned. The eucalyptus also gives a bit of the calming, almost spa-like quality. I can definitely see this going spooky if that's the frame of mind that you put yourself in. I think this one is really about kind of like where you're at when you light this one up. For me, it goes very calming and relaxing, but also it's masculine, it's woodsy, it's dark. I wouldn't call it not a Halloween candle. It's got enough going for it that it fits, but it's also not like hyper spooky. You know, it doesn't have like the super dark stuff going on. I think if you wanted to put yourself in a dark woods mindset, this would absolutely work for that. I would call it more beautiful personally than straight up spooky. It's not dirty or grotesque or unsettling at all. I think that, you know, of the ones that Kringle has released in the previous years that have been surprises that have gone in that direction, this one does not go in that direction at all. Let's see. This would also be a really great candle for a Samhain ritual. So if you're somebody who would want to do a Halloweeny Samhain ritual, this would highly support that kind of an environment. Here we go. You know what time it is when I get close to the candle. The cedar wood becomes even more prominent, and I can finally understand why this fragrance is Krampus specifically. That straight shot of cedar almost starts moving into Christmas tree territory. This was one of my confusions on Cold, which was why is this Krampus? Like what was the concept of combining these scents with this idea? And with the cedar on the bottom, when I got very close and got that little hit of Christmas tree, that answered the question for me. There is enough of that there that this could go into Christmas. However, I would say that is not my overall impression of the candle. The full experience of this thing is the smoky, woody, meditative fragrance with a little bit of a dark edge. Overall, I really enjoy this candle. It's lovely. I'm going to burn through the whole thing. This is a perfect candle for me. Like, I could not personally, just personal preferences, I could not ask for something better than this. I absolutely adore it. But I will say I gravitate towards the natural, the smoky, the calming, the spiritual. But yeah, I also probably am going to have to pick up another one of these just because of what it does for my brain, what it does for my creates in my space. We'll put it that way. Also, and I think it's cool that it can transition from Christmas. Hold on, I'm going to go get the last one. Into... well, Halloween into Christmas. You know what I'm saying. All right, my friends, we have come to the last of the 9. I'm going to drink something because I need to clear Krampus out of my system. Okay. All right. Dark Orchard. Last one. And the least, maybe. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I really liked Dark Orchard. Faked you out. See? Faked you out. I know this candle has been getting some flack from the Halloween community, but personally, I think it's a really nice fragrance. But I will say, not spooky. So before you come at me in the comments, I know it's not spooky. I still like it. I even find it slightly, sorry, I can understand. Okay, got you. Yes, the lactonic, the lactonic. I find that enjoyable. But I can see how people would find that a little off-putting. I think the lactonic in this is pretty cool. My overall impression is the apple, the vanilla, the caramel, and the amber, but it's much more of a body care type of smell. So on the Cold, I was saying this kind of reminds me of like maybe a body care, more body care thing. On the Burn, it stays true to that for me. It does not go into gourmand for me. It could almost go gourmand because you have the apple, the caramel, and the sweetness. But it's the lactonic, the musk, and the amber, and those things keep it really kind of more for me in a nice smelling body care than going gourmand. So the best way to understand this is vanilla, caramel, amber, body care, fragrance with a little bit of apple in it. The caramel is particularly beautiful. It's not the exact same, but if you think about the way that caramel comes across in something like Sol de Janeiro body spray, that is more the direction that I mean. It's not necessarily a caramel that makes you want to eat something. Instead, it gives the fragrance a beautiful, warm, feminine quality. I understand why this one is divisive. I don't like it. I do. It's not spooky, but I like it. The apple and the caramel combination also does go enough to put it into a fall category for me. But it's not dark. It's not eerie. It's not like the label. Label is nothing like the actual fragrance. I like it because it does put me into an uplifting and mood boosted place. Like I like a candle that also smells like body care that I would wear. It's mood lifting. I like it. So if you like putting caramel, amber, vanilla, body spray type thing, I think that you will probably enjoy this one as well. I find it calming and relaxing. And I also think that this could be a good one for somebody who doesn't normally gravitate towards gourmands like myself. So sometimes I still crave something that gives a room a warm feeling, as if it were, something that could be a gourmand without having to light up a cookie candle. And I think this would be a really good solution for that. That's a good solution for the person that is like me. So overall, it's a good candle. I really enjoy it. Not particularly spooky. Here we go again. Not spooky. However, soothing, uplifting, and somewhere between gourmand and body care. And I'm gonna burn through this candle. And they were never seen again. All right. Woo! Okay. All right. I'm gonna look through some of these comments, but let me know. Do you have any questions? What are you thinking? Predicting Sisters 3 will be on sale in December. Probably. I don't think. Yeah, I know that a lot of these. Yeah, I know that a lot of these are just like not hitting with the community. I think that the non-spooky quality is something I'm hearing over and over again. So I understand that. Recap. Okay, we are thinking. Okay, can you do a recap for the spooky sense? Yes, spooky of. Well, I'll just do everything that I think is spooky. Everything that I think is spooky. It's kind of light on that this year. I think I cracked or something. I don't know what the heck happened. Haunted Hollows is the only one of this collection, of the entire collection, that I would say is straight up spooky, no questions asked. Like that one, 100% spooky. Personally, I found the Raven spooky. I think that that's a spooky woodsy scent. I think Sisters 3 is spooky enough with that acidity because it's off-putting. It's just like the cat pee really makes it off-putting. No, but I think the sourness of this is like, oh god, it's eerie, it's unsettling. Depending on your sensibilities, whether or not you think woods are spooky, Krampus. Black Cat is meditative. I don't know about spooky though. The rest of them, we've got the pumpkin scents. I don't think they're spooky. Yeah, I think that's kind of the tragedy of this year. The spook factor. I feel like a scarecrow, possibly. I don't know. I don't have scarecrow, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think Haunted Hollows is going to be the top spooky from this one. If anybody else has ideas, let me know. Is Cabin in the Woods a spooky one? Not to me. It's floral. It's to me Cabin in the Woods is floral. Yeah. It's got a little spook on it, on the bottom, I would say. Yeah, maybe the oak moss, agar wood, the patchouli, a little bit. it's highly floral. It's gonna be floral with a little spooky on the bottom. Like it's like perfumey floral. But yeah, it's a little bit. I wouldn't call it strictly spooky. I think if you were up for an adventure, and you were like, I want to smell something really perfumely floral. I'm making up words at this point, but also got a little bit of spooky on the bottom, then go for it. Did I do improv in college? No, but I've done a lot of improv, like classes and acting and stuff. I'm bummed about Witch's Cauldron not being available. Yes, I agree. Totally. I don't know why they didn't put Witch's Cauldron in the lineup. It doesn't make any sort of sense to me because everybody adores that candle. So I don't know. I mean, there were some theories that maybe it'll come out in part 2 in a different form. I'm not sure. Does the Raven come across like cologne? To me, no. It's more the moss in the woods. I can see that. Actually, yeah, now that I'm smelling it again, I can see that. It wasn't the first thing that crossed my mind, though. It could. I can see that if that's what you opened the candle and you immediately got that, that's totally reasonable. That was never one of the prominent things that crossed my mind. And like, I normally am somebody who's like, oh, that smells like cologne. To me, I think it goes like, yeah, I can see this being an Axe body spray type of thing, but I think it's the woods on it, like the moss, herbal, and oud, the wood. Yeah, I don't know. Like, immediately to me, this feels more like nature than straight up, but I can see why somebody would say that. Sit W is more perfumey. What is Sit W? It's nice. I'm not sure what Sit W is. My brain don't work so well. Thanks, I don't think I want that. Late to the party. Hi. I have a stream playing from the beginning. Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay, does the Raven lean masculine or cologne? I think so somebody just answered this. Yeah. Masculine, I would say, and cologne, depending on your sensitivities, depending on what you associate with. Scarecrow isn't super spooky. I love it, but it's kind of tobacco, leather, bergamot. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Love that you gave Haunted Hollow spooky props. I think it's spooky. Yeah. I feel like Cabin in the Woods is made spooky by context because it definitely smells like an old lady's abandoned cabin. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. Okay, cool. More gourmands. Okay, so there were a lot of people last year advocating for more gourmands. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Someone said the Raven was like a clean man, but not cologne. Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah, I feel like it just depends on what your nose picks out because it's like it's so hard. I feel like this was a great example with Black Cat. For me, I have always gotten incense and frankincense out of this. And then somebody's like, yeah, sometimes frankincense smells like lime. And then I'm like, oh God, there's lime in it. Like, I don't know. It's just people's noses pick up on different things. I wish they had a least prominent spooky scent, like 6 Feet Under Carnage. Absolutely. I wish that they would bring Dungeon back. 6 Feet Under was fantastic. Carnage, I only need one Carnage, but for those who missed it, yeah. Is the Raven bergamot heavy? I don't think so. I'm getting much more of those wood scents. I get much more of the wood. Let me look back at my post-burn, though. Slightly strange, unsettling quality coming from the sour bergamot, which keeps it from being just another pleasant woody nature scent. So when you get farther away, the bergamot seems to mix more with the woods. Okay, so Fantastic Nature Scent gives your space very natural woody smelling feeling, but the bergamot on top gives it a slightly off-putting sour note. And you wanted to know bergamot heavy. I mean, I wouldn't say heavy. It's apparently in the burn, it was giving it a little bit of a twist. It was giving it a little bit of that's right, I called it the Raven's twist. Can you compare the chocolates of the bunch? I believe it's just the Death by Chocolate and Trick or Treat. Let me know if I'm wrong about this. Jared, if you're still in the chat, feel free to chime in with any of these questions also. But gooey ganache, that also, this is the label from last year, but you get it. Trick or Treat, gooey, thick, hyper sweet, chocolate ganache, dense in the middle of a cake or chocolate volcano or whatever. A little bit of mocha as well. Softer, powdery, more classy chocolate. Another ambassador said Raven was like a fresh smelling man walking through a graveyard. That's a cool description, yeah. Haunted Harvest Raven, okay. If I have and enjoy Haunted Hollows, Witching Hour, and Pumpkinhead, do I also need Haunted Hollows? Or do I have my bases covered? Well, I'm confused by the question, because you said, if I have and enjoy Haunted Hollows. Ask the question again, because I'm not sure. Oh, Sleepy Hollow, got you. Enjoy Sleepy Hollow, Witching Hour, and Pumpkinhead. Witching Hour, I feel like was another spooky, like, eerie, atmospheric one. You have Sleepy Hollow, Witching Hour, and Pumpkinhead. Do I also need Haunted Hollows? Dang, I wish I could compare Haunted Hollows and Witching Hour. Jared, if you're still here, give your input on this, because I do not have them. I think they're very similar from my memory. I think that one was maybe woodier. I think maybe Haunted Hollows was more woods, and then Witching Hour was more air. I don't know for sure. Witching Hour was cool, though. I remember that. Okay. Any cool witchy vibes candles from the new batch? I miss Coven. Yeah, it depends. I mean, I think Sisters 3, if you can get past the cat you're in. No, I think Sisters 3 is witchy. It's got acidity to it, which reminds me of the potion that is brewing. I think it's off-putting. I think it's weird. I think this is a potion-y type of thing. It's not going to be the same kind of like Witching Hour atmospheric, the smoke and what I'm saying, like steam, the steam that comes off of that one. And then we've got Black Cat, which that is not it. Black Cat, for me, is kind of witchy because it's going to have those kind of incensey notes to it. I think it's like smoky and incensey. I think Sisters 3 and Black Cat would be the only ones that I have on me, and then Haunted Hollows, like maybe. I think Haunted Hollows maybe would be witchy. Any cool witchy? I miss Coven as well. My Black Cat smells like dirty lime. Okay, yeah. I ended up burning Black Cat in December. It gave me spooky Christmas vibes. Interesting. I have enjoyed Haunted Hollows, Witching Hour. Okay, you already asked that one. Jared, if you have any thoughts on this question about Haunted Hollows versus Witching Hour. I'm getting both Trick or Treat and Death by Chocolate. Oh, cool. Awesome. I think there are different enough chocolates that's worth it. My list, Raven, Cabin in the Woods. Yeah, Trick or Treat is over the top, sweet, gooey chocolate. Yeah. So the sisters are in fact spooky. I think so. I mean, it depends, right? It depends. I think other reviewers were like, nah. But for me, it is a sour, off-putting, acidic potion. I do think it's fruity. I think that it's a bit fruity, but there's enough acidity and sourness to it that it makes it off-putting rather than just straight up fruity. Whereas I think that Vampire's Curse was just, where did it go? Vampire's Curse for me ended up being just fruity. Okay, they're similar. Haunted Hollows was more apple, Witching Hour more berry. Oh, interesting. Okay. Witching Hour had a light floral scent to it. Haunted Hollows has a fir scent to it. The sisters got too scared and they peed themselves. That's evidently what happened. Okay. I have 351 in rewards. What can I do with that? I never used them. I have no idea. I don't know. Oh my god, I didn't even say my discount code. It's fine. It's the Haunted Haven. Anyway, we have 351 rewards. Guys, I don't know how the rewards work, to be honest. Sorry, I'm useless in that department. Is the fur prominent in Haunted Hollows? Again, I don't have it to smell. I don't know. Okay, anyone know if the history is at all similar to witch's nose? A witch nose sleep paralysis. I wish I had that. That sounds cool. I love Sleepy Hollow more than all those fragrances. It has a bit of the smoke from Witching Hour and Haunted Hollows. Cool. Cool. I'm so excited to get my hands on Sleepy Hollow for the first time. I find Witching Hour has a strong smokiness, and I think that the cypress note really comes through. Cool. That's awesome. All right, guys. Does anybody have any more questions? Any further comments? Any further things that, wow, that only took an hour? Well, I suppose there was a whole 5 minutes of black screen in the beginning, but I cannot believe that only took an hour. Amazing. Thank you. That's incredibly helpful. Okay, that was not it. Okay. Let's see. Discounts. There's a box saying the rewards. Okay, that's helpful. All right, so if anybody wants to know what to do with their rewards, there's evidently a box that pops up at checkout. Absolutely, my pleasure. I had so much fun tonight. You guys are a great time. Which ones would you grab if you could only get 4 from the entire lineup? 4 from the entire... Well, that's probably about my budget, so that's a good question for me right now. It depends, because I don't have Scarecrow, so I want to get it because of the label this year and because I don't have it, but you might have Scarecrow. So that, for me, that is more of a satisfying of a curiosity. So out of the ones that I have here, I mean, I love Black Cat. I think this is fantastic. I think you should get it if you don't have it. So there's one. Krampus, again, I really love it. I think it's a fantastic candle. I think it's worth a try. So there's 2. Haunted Harvest is my favorite pumpkin that they've ever done. You've got to get a classic pumpkin. So that's 3. Oh, God. And then, oh, God. I mean, I already gave you. Yeah. I don't know. I'm tempted to say Mommy Marshmallow because I love this one so much, but I've already given you 2 incense, another incense one. So I don't know. Between these 2, one of these as an incense one. I really love it. Let's see. Now, I'm also obviously tempted to say Sleepy Hollow or Graveyard Night. Probably Sleepy Hollow of the 2. So the answer is Krampus, Haunted Harvest, Sleepy Hollow, and for an incense, either Mommy Marshmallow or Black Cat. Let's see. Okay, only grab 4. These are always a lot of fun. Thank you so much. More spooky last year, less baked goods. Baked goods, I'm sure you're saying. Yes, I agree. Love this community. Me too. I love you guys. You're so much fun. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. 15% off with Haunted Haven. Yes, my discount code is Haunted Haven, one word. And I really appreciate that very, very much. Yes, Wicked Dollboy. I don't know exactly what Wicked Dollboy's is. I think it's like Dollboy. Anyway, don't take my word for it. Go to his channel, see what his is. Sleepy Hollow is my favorite. Thank you so much for doing this. Absolutely, my pleasure. Oh, I forgot to say, guys, I'm going to be on the live tomorrow with, not with Philly Candleman, but I'll be in the chat, so I can talk to you again there in the chat. I popped in late. Is Mommy Marshmallow sweet or more smoky? To me, more smoky, more incense. The marshmallow is a nice little pillar over here, but it doesn't go sweet at all. It just kind of provides a marshmallow counterpart, I guess, that is not sweet, but just gives that marshmallow. But over here, we've got some strong smokiness and incense and stuff. And I really think that this kind of outweighs it. I think that it is not sweet. It is smoky. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for coming. Graveyard Night Heavy Licorice. To me, no. No, I don't think so. Again, it's been a while since I burned Graveyard Night. Maybe I should get another Graveyard Night because this one is black wax. That's how old this one is. I don't know what their years are. This one is old. I'm getting it a little bit on the bottom the more I'm smelling it. But to me, it is mostly those like spices. And it, like I said, it reminds me of apple cider. But pumpkin-y apple cider. I don't think that the licorice is terribly strong, though, personally. But I can't remember what the burn is like. Sleepy Hollow on Harvest. That's two pretty interchangeable. Okay, so that's Dullboy giving his 4. You make candles so fun. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. What time is the live stream tomorrow? I forget. Probably like 11. I think it's like 11, and then everyone goes over at Kringle release night equals Summerween. Yes, indeed. I heard Graveyard Night has the same notes as Autumn Harvest from the fall line. I didn't get Autumn Harvest. I don't know. Cannot confirm. It is best to go to the site and put it in a candle and add the code. Okay, you were talking about codes. I still have Day of the Dead ones. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Whoops. Oh my God. I just blew this screen all the way up. Oh my God, guys, I can't. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I remember that from my first year. The first year that I covered Kringle Candle, I wasn't even an ambassador. I was just a kid on the internet reading scent notes. I was a kid on the internet reading scent notes off of Kringle Candle's website, and people were still watching it, and I was like, what's going on? I'm nobody, and I'm just rattling off scent notes on the internet. It's really funny. But yeah, you know, the funny thing about YouTube is like, if you ever want to start a channel, you just have to start, because you're not gonna know what you're doing. You're gonna be a kid on the internet reading scent notes off of a website. But just start. Battle of the Banana Halloween scents. Compare Freak Show and Banana Toffee. I don't have. Okay, you know what's the killer? I was so angry. For every year that Banana Toffee came out, I was so angry. I was like, why do they keep bringing this stupid cursed scent back? And now that they don't have it, I wonder if they're going to bring it back. But now that they don't have it, I'm like, damn, I should have gotten at least one Banana Toffee. That way I had something to reminisce on that they did that for like 5 years. So I'm going to see, actually, I have to go do the thing of looking on like Mercari or eBay or something to go buy the candle for more than I would have ever paid for it in person. You know how many times I went into the clearance section at Christmas time and I was like, yeah, no wonder Banana Toffee is on the freaking clearance rack, and I didn't even think. I just thought that they were going to keep doing it, so I didn't even realize. I didn't even have time. But yeah, I would love to compare Banana Toffee to Freak Show. I mean, I can tell you right away that I think that Freak Show is a far more complex. Wait, do you think that they did this because Banana Toffee kept coming back? Anyway, I'm not gonna even go into theories on this, but that would be funny. I think this is a more complex. I remember smelling that thing in store and I was like, why is it a banana? Why? This is complex and has more going on than that. I can guarantee it. I have the black wax too. Yeah, it's so hard. I don't want to burn the black wax because it's so cool. I really miss it. I think I might have an old black cat as well. I do because I remember my first year buying Kringles. I got maybe this and Black Cat and maybe a Sleepy Hollow. I think that's what I did. Let's see. Awesome notes. Thank you as always. Absolutely. My pleasure. The black wax should be the original formulation. They changed it later. Of which one? Of black? Oh, did they change? Did they change Graveyard Night? Is that what you're saying? That would be interesting. I don't have the notes on the bottom. So only 2 labels are pixelated. So for me, there are 2 labels that came out rather pixelated. Let me see. Where are they? The more pixelated. Where is it? Hansel's Trail. It's just, okay. Okay. That's Hansel's Trail. If you can kind of take a look at the quality of it. So that's that one. And then Vampire's Curse is like a little bit pixelated. It's better. It's definitely better, but it's a little bit pixelated. And those were the only ones that I found to be pixelated. Day of the Dead was great. So many forgotten sins from early years. I never tried Day of the Dead. I'm sad that I never tried it. I remember finding you, but just liking your vibe. Oh, thanks. That's so sweet. Yeah. I remember finding you, liking your vibe, and love of the similar sense. Yeah, cool. Is the orange and pumpkin head pretty noticeable? Yeah, it's there. Yeah, this is an odd one for me because I do feel like this one kind of develops over time. Like I say that this is pumpkin with a little bit of a creamsicle twist because the vanilla and the orange do kind of combine in such a way that it reminds you of creamsicle. It's very pumpkin-y. The cinnamon is really nice though. I mean, I think it's a really nice candle because if I heard creamsicle pumpkin, I wouldn't pick it, but it is still really nice. The cinnamon in it is really nice. Yeah, the cinnamon and the clove do enough for me that it's still pumpkin spice. Yeah, that's my thought. Those are my thoughts. Maybe Jared can give other thoughts. I wish they would bring back Dungeon. Same. I donated my banana toffee to Goodwill. No. Now there are relics. Oh my god. But I can understand. First of all, why'd you buy it? Why'd you even buy it? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Thank you for your awesome Halloween energy. So much fun watching your vids. Thank you. Yeah, I'll try and stay more on top of it this year. I'm curious about Dungeon. Same. I know everybody's asking for it. Let's just keep emailing them. And then I'll send my contact at Kringle Candle. I'll just be like, hey, on the live, everybody was asking about Dungeon. I love Dungeon. It's such a good Halloween spooky scent. Yes, I think the black wax was more pumpkin apple. Yeah, so that's what I get. I get an apple cider scent out of this one. I've never had that one, but it's not like powdered sugar, caramel, and pumpkin. Yes, Graveyard Night. I have Witch's Cauldron and Scarecrow in the black wax, and I will never burn them. Yeah, totally. I wish I had an old Scarecrow. Or Witch's Cauldron and black wax. That'd be so cool. Hansel is playing too much Minecraft. Yes. I don't know much about Minecraft, but yeah, it does look a little like there was some, maybe they'll try and twist it around and say there was some influence here. The little boy playing Minecraft. That's hilarious. Wow, I've got thunder out there. Would have been amazing to see Dungeon back this year for sure. Yeah. What happened to your skeleton hands? Oh my god, yeah, Hal. So here's what happened to Hal. Do you want the improvised version or the real version? The real version is that it takes freaking forever to edit YouTube videos, and particularly with the Halloween ones, there's such a short turnaround time. Like with this one, it was like a week or so, or two. It was a short turnaround, whatever it was, to get first impressions and then burn through all the candles and everything, and taking separate videos of the hands and videoing them and everything. It's just like, it was just way too much. And also I realized that like I'm not doing YouTube a lot because I put a lot of pressure on myself to make good videos where there's lots of edits, there's lots of cutouts, there's lots of like things going on, and it was causing me to not make YouTube videos. So I was like, all right, I need to really lower the bar for myself. I just need to make the videos and get them out. We'll see. I mean, I would love to be able to turn this into more of an income. That would be amazing if I could turn my YouTubing into more of an income and spend more time on it. I would love to bring Hal back. I would love to just like add more gimmicks, more characters. I love putting the high quality stuff out there, but it does feel like the candle niche is kind of small. So I'm trying to figure out what I could do to increase my audience size. I don't want it to become a shopping channel, because you look at larger channels, you could look at like Jade the Libra or like other Halloween channels. Loads of it is like Code Orange Halloween hunting, and it's like I've already put a couple of videos on my channel where I'm like, on the one hand, I get it, it's super fun. I love seeing the Halloween stuff come out in the stores. On the other hand, like personally for me, I need to rein it in. I don't think that it's I'll just speak personally. Like personally for me, I couldn't do a channel that centered around shopping. It would be too much and it wouldn't be in the direction that I like really care about. So I'm trying to figure out where to go to try and expand my audience, to try and expand the channel. So I don't know. I'm kind of in a pickle, kind of stuck with that one. But long story short, I love putting high effort into the videos, and also like sometimes I run out of time. I get too overwhelmed. Yeah, Hal. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try and if they give me more Halloween to review in the coming weeks, maybe I will try and do some more a Hal appearance. Very noticeable orange and pumpkin head for sure. Okay, cool. Dungeon is one we wish we picked up. Yeah. It's upsetting when something is said to be coming back and they don't. Oh, did they say? Did they say that Dungeon was coming back? Coffin Rock was my all-time favorite. Oh, that's because it's Jenny. Coffin Rock was my all-time favorite Halloween scent from Kringle. Stupidly burned the whole thing. No! Oh my gosh, no. How heartbreaking. All right, I'll be like, everyone is asking for Coffin Rock. Everyone was asking for Dungeon. Everybody was asking for Coffin Rock. His hands need to be on the table behind you. Yeah, I could at least stick his hands out for sure. Coffin Rock is a deep cut. I wish I'd tried that. Oh yeah, Jared, that feels like something that you would have liked. Dang. Yeah, Apparition. Yeah, somebody else was saying they really loved Apparition as well. Mick told Brett it would return this year. Dang, that sucks. That does suck. They kind of did say it was. Might be in the Skull Candle. So we can hold out hope. I know that they are doing a second release. I know they're doing like, yeah, Skull Candles or Pumpkin Candles or whatever. If they do Witch's Cauldron and Dungeon in one of those, that would definitely make up for it. Apparition is an all-timer. They need to dip back into that 22 pool. Yeah, Jared, we should just email them and be like, everyone's asking for the deep cuts. All the YouTubers are asking for the deep cuts. Take your show on the road to spooky destinations. I like the sound of that. I don't know what that means. Take my show on the road to spooky destinations. Oh, you mean like go to haunted locations? I could look into that. That's for sure a thought. I've had a little bit of trouble with like vlogging. I feel like the activity centered is not the best, so it would need to have a spin on it. It would need to be like I spent 24 hours alone in a haunted cabin or something. Like it would need to have a kind of like challenge type vibe to it in order to make it really work. But that's not a bad idea. I wonder. I brought 5 Kringle candles into a haunted cabin and asked the ghosts to pick their favorite. Maybe. Why not? I could try that. I could try that. Like weird candle challenge or something. Where can I see the Skull Candle? So it was on Philly Candleman's live, and he had some like photos pop up or something. It's on Philly Candleman's live with Mick. I will beg for Coven every chance I have. Yeah. We need to make a list. It's Dungeon, it's Coven, Apparition, Witches Rock, Coffin Rock. All right. Anyway, we'll just be like bring 2022 back. Haven, do you know much about the upcoming collection? Are the scents exciting? I wish I did. I have no idea. Like that, they have not announced anything to us. My guess is that they're going to let this first collection go, and then they're going to tell us after this launch. So I don't know. I am really hoping that they bring some like hardcore spook to it though, because usually the Black Jar release is the spooky one. So it is a little annoying that it's been so kind of like light and gourmand and fruity. You know, I wish that they would have saved that for the Boo Crew and stuff like that. In the live with Philly Candleman, he said that the Boo Crew is coming back. So if you liked the Boo Crew, I think they're coming back. PR on the next launch, not yet. I don't know. Graveyard Fog, 6 feet under. Graveyard Fog. I feel like I have that one. I feel like I do. I could see the skull heads being more spooky sense, so that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope that they put Dungeon and Witch's Cauldron in those jar or skull things. Twice as strong as Witch's Cauldron. What is twice as strong? Oh, 6 feet under, or Graveyard Fog. Is that what you're saying is twice as strong? I have to burn that one again. I have that one and I didn't burn a ton of it. Cemetery Lane, Conjuring, Witch's Cauldron, Witching Hour. Conjuring, that was last year, wasn't it? I didn't burn through a lot of mine. Cemetery Lane to me, I'm gonna be straight up. Cemetery Lane smelled to me like a Christmas candle. Like it was so fur based. It was very interesting to me. But I will say I'm not the expert on all things. Also, my nose doesn't pick up on things in the exact same way because where'd it go? Where did it go? I'm looking for Sisters 3. I did not pick up on cat urine, so yeah. Let's see. The Boo Crew. Did I miss anything? So the Boo Crew will its own release, and then the shaped jars. I don't know what the situation is. My guess is that they're going to do a second release, and it's going to be Boo Crew, those skull jars, and maybe something else. I'm not sure, because if you remember in the past years, they've done like the witch collections. They did the black jars with the tin lids, and I think that released in the same release as the Boo Crew. Loved Conjuring. Glad I got 2 last year. Okay, awesome. I remember Conjuring being a bit acidic. That's all I remember. I think it was like cedar and then acid or something. Apparition was so good. I still have burned my Graveyard Fog and Coffin Rock. Yeah. Graveyard Fog. I need to go back to that one. Cemetery Lane was very musty to me. I have Cemetery Lane. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, that it was like the Christmas tree. I love Conjuring. It's so similar to Witch's Cauldron, but I loved the sweeter floral twist to it. I'm going to burn that one again. I feel like the Boo Crew labels looked AI. On it, they're all AI. I don't know what to tell you. I have opinions, but yeah, Boo Crew is AI. I mean, I think that what they said about Boo Crew was it's an artist who makes AI assisted labels. So it's like an artist is drawing the concepts up and then AI like executes the concept or something like that. But it's, I wish I had grabbed that one last year. Apparition is so good. So burn my Coffin Rock or Graveyard Fog. Okay, cool. I have Coffin Rock. I'm gonna pull that one out again. I never get to order Boo Crew. They release at 9 a.m. on a work day, and I always, oh my god, does Boo Crew really sell out that fast? I was like so surprised every time that Boo Crew sells out because they're so like light. They're so like friendly and light. Spirit's Call was amazing. Yes, I still love Spirit's Call. I adore that candle. That's another great, like, if you liked Spirit Call, then you are going to very much like Krampus. Krampus is a lot in that same family as Spirit Call. Absolutely. Mick said on Facebook the Skeleton Pumpkins will be in September. Whoa, that's late. That's good. I need some space. I mean, make Witch's Cauldron twice as strong evil grin. Yes. Okay. I cannot unsee the nipples on Sisters 3 after it was pointed out. Hold on. I gotta see what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Wait. Oh my god. That's a bit much. That's a bit like oh god. That's really funny. I would not have picked that out on my own. So why is Sisters 3 bringing out maybe this candle is like some sort of cursed or something. Why is it bringing out all of the like weird perversions? And that's so funny. Dreadful Dolly was a great apple fragrance. Yes, Dreadful Dolly is probably my favorite apple fragrance. I wish that the label on that one wasn't obviously AI, because I'm gonna put the boobs away. Has everyone had enough? All right. Dreadful Dolly, I wish that the label on that was not as obviously AI, but the scent on that candle, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. That one needs to be put into the main black line, back drawer line. Yeah, I wouldn't even mind the AI so much, but they would still put the care to make sure that the labels look nice. Totally. I think, yeah, that's my. I just want it to not look like it's AI. If it's AI, like for example, boobs aside, this may or may not be AI. I can't really tell. It's like I can see somebody having made this graphic in Photoshop or whatever. It's not in your face obvious, but when the labels have obvious mistakes on them, that just sits wrong with me. I got Conjuring backups last year, so it's going to be on me by Witch's Cauldron substitute this year. AI is a bummer. I'm with you. Make the original crazy strong. Yeah. Same. Sister 3 is the worst label in the collection. I don't hate it. Listen, I'm gonna just like go ahead and say that the pixelated Hansel's Trail, I like the concept of spooky woods and stuff, but the execution was not there for me. I do agree that Sisters 3, it's extremely dark and you can't really see what's going on very well. And like from a distance, you can't tell what this is at all. Whereas this design, fantastic. From a distance, you know that that's a smiling jack-o'-lantern that's spooky as heck. From a distance, you can tell this is a pair of black cat eyes. Cool. Yeah, this one you're just like, what the heck is that? That looks like, I guess, a pair of boobs. So that's very, yes. I loved the mustiness in Cemetery Lane. I never saw the boobs until now. Sorry, Haven. I think it's just too dark and a weird angle of the witch gals. Yeah, I agree 100%. I do agree. I think it's quite dark. I wish that they had made you know what I wish that they had done? I wish that they had made the spooky like casting circle glowing, because if you could see like a glowing casting circle with all those weird like incantation marks and the that star shape, the pentacle, and if all of that was glowing gold, and then you could clearly see the sisters, like it had potential, I guess is what I'm saying. It has potential. The abduction label from last year was like, I know, and you know what? I'm so angry. I broke my abduction. I'm so angry. I still have the candle in case it ever comes back so that I can smell it, but that label was sick, and I'm so bummed that I don't have the thing in its entirety anymore. Little busy and hard to make out. Freaking perverts. I thought of eyeballs. That's so funny. Boobs. I thought the same thing. That's so funny. Yeah. I don't know. Bunch of pea-loving perverts out here, I guess. Oh my gosh. Share your referral link. Do I have a referral link? No, that's for StreamYard. No, we're not doing that. We're not recommending this one. This one always pranks me. Yes, agreed. Good composition should grab you from the distance. Drink. Yes. Simply Scented just uploaded an hour-and-a-half review on this year's lineup. Okay. Cool. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Did you see the witch at the bottom of the jar? Same. Actually, same. I thought it was just the two at the top. I can't even see that one at the bottom. Yeah. It was the blotch test to see what comes. No, I didn't mean to talk you out of Sisters 3. No, no, I still like this candle. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I don't want to cut it short if we still got questions going on, but yeah. I think I've already discussed everything that I wanted to discuss until about, yeah, like what I would get in my top ones. And yeah, I don't know. I wish they would bring back the sexy Virgil as well. I appreciate you doing the live. Cool. Yeah, I do feel like I agree. I think that Sisters Free was very unique. I like how you guys know that in the Haunted Haven, this is where you guys can be all silly. But yeah. Thank you guys for coming and for being here. I really appreciate it. Haven, Krampus was top for you. Which was the biggest disappointment? Oh yeah. There's a couple. So because I loved Dreadful Dolly so much, when I heard they were doing Dark Orchard, I was like, cool, they're gonna do another spooky apple scent. And this was really a miss in terms of spooky. Now, like I said, I still like the candle. I still think the candle itself is nice, but it is not spooky, and it's not even really particularly apple to me. So I really am quite disappointed with this one. It's just too pleasant. I would say that that's my number one disappointment of the group in terms of expectation versus reality. I would say like Hansel's Trail, in terms of when I just saw the scent notes, I was a little bit like, what's this even doing in the Halloween lineup? So that was the biggest, like off the bat, like, oh, I'm a little bit disappointed to see that one in the lineup. But this chat is the true freak show. Absolutely. I was wondering if Simply Scented was going to do a follow-up. Okay. Vampire's Kiss. See you tomorrow. Always fun and great. I thought Dark Orchard was going to be a repackage of the old Trick or Treat. Okay. Yeah. Are there 2 more moons on Dark Orchard? Let me see. That would be a real AI mess up. That would be. I keep holding these candles and then putting them. I have like 12. No, I have however many candles, like 20 candles around me. 2 moons. Oh my god, you guys! There are 2 moons! I'm not even looking at these labels. Holy moly, there's 2 moons! There's 2 freaking moons! Oh my god. That's insane. Damn. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I didn't catch it, but that's a pretty bad mess up. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty bad. Dang. Rare Celestial Event, yeah. A blood moon and a regular moon. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it just, they wanted a spooky moon, and then they also wanted the moonlight coming through the trees. Wow, I didn't even catch that. I did not even catch that. Dang, that's crazy. Same, Dullboy. I was like, yeah, I didn't even notice. Jeez. I'm gonna go back through all the labels and be like, all right, what other Easter eggs? I think this could be a fun game. We could play like AI Easter eggs in the Kringle Candle Halloween jars. Well, you know what I'll do? Maybe I'll do it. I'll either do it here or on Instagram. But like we could do it in like a poll or something, but we could my mistakes. The boobs, the 2 moons. It's so funny. Now I'm gonna look at these really closely. All right, anyway. Has there been a werewolf candle before? Absolutely. There's one, gosh, what the heck is it called? Is it Blood Moon or something? There's a wolf on the front of it. shoot, Jared, help me out here. But there's a wolf on the front of it, and it's a baby powder, but it's like spooky somehow. It's a really cool candle. I love it. Wolfsbane, that's what it is. I wish they were bringing Wolfsbane. They brought it back last year, thank goodness. So what is the meaning? A real moon and its spooky alter ego. Yes, exactly. They were like, okay, AI, give me a dark orchard for a candle that smells like body care, but give me 2 moons. And you should make the 2 moons have their own personalities. Yeah. And I don't know, there's this like trifecta of like there's a shape made. Maybe there's like a triangular vortex here somehow. I'm not really sure. That's how you get into the dark orchard. You go between the triangular vortex of the 2 moons and the 1 apple. Fascinating. Blood moon and werewolf. Oh, werewolf. God. I'm the worst ambassador ever. I'm making fun of their labels and I can't remember their wolf scents. Oh man, it's funny though. It's fair. I'm laughing at it. It's actually really funny. I hate to say it, but I'm pretty disappointed in the new ones. I showed up late to the live, so I have to check out your thoughts on Krampus and Raven later. Yeah, I mean, I would say Krampus is a great Raven. I really like. Some people in this live were saying that they have heard other reviewers saying that there could be a body care element to it, or men's body care rather, like cologne or like a clean man smell to it. I get mostly woody. I get mostly the woody, the moss type thing. And it's a little bit off-putting because it's got this bergamot that's a little bit sour. So that's a little bit off-putting to me, but mostly like a off-putting woodsy, sour wood scent. Sorry, I'm not doing well. Anyway, and then Krampus is just like awesome. I would hands down recommend Krampus. It's gonna be fire, cedar wood, smoke, not firewood, but just like cedar that's been lit on fire or heated up. It's gonna release like those oils of cedar as it is heated up. I compared it to putting dried cedar onto a hot rock and the way that the cedar burns when that happens. And the smoke, and very meditative. I can see it going spooky if you want to take it spooky, if you put yourself in that frame of mind. For me, it is spiritual and meditative. So, just hopping on. I can't wait for tomorrow's drop. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. And you know, if you want to hear my thoughts, I will go back. I'll put in chapters for this live as well. The 22 release needs to come back, or at least their Halloween roots. I am grabbing Scarecrow for sure. Yes. Yeah, Scarecrow is 100% on my list. I'm very, very excited for that one. Very, very excited for the label on that one. We'll see if there's any Easter eggs on it. Now that'll be fun. We'll have a new little activity. Yeah. Well, my gosh, guys, we stayed on for an hour and 40 minutes. Did you hear that? That was like 10 seconds of really loud thunder. I don't know if maybe the live will filter it out, but that was extremely loud thunder. I'm only buying 1 new scent this year. The rest are older scents. Okay. Yes. That's, I think, reasonable. Tomorrow will be my first time buying. As soon as it goes live, I'm nervous. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, you guys heard that. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. So, So in the past couple of years, it's interesting. When I was first starting to buy them, they would sell out immediately. So everyone was like, ah! In the past couple of years, I feel like they've put limits. And then Wicked Doll Boy, he figured out how to see how many. I forget how he did this, but he figured out how to see how many left were in stock. Genius over there. But anyway, it was very exciting times. But I feel like in the past couple of years, they haven't sold out of things right away. So I wouldn't be that nervous. Like, I would still put your order in. If you really want something, I would say still definitely put it in that evening, because I think that they do sell out in a day or two, but it's not the same mad dash, at least in the last couple of years. It's not the same mad dash where if you don't place your order in the first 15 minutes, you won't get what you want. Yes. Yes, I'm glad you guys heard that. That was super cool. Which ones are on my list? So I'm going to get Scarecrow, Haunted Hollows. I have to decide if I want to get backups of any of the new ones from this year. Hold on, I have to go to the Kringle website because my brain is fried right now. It's totally fried. It's 1 day, 2 hours, and 18 minutes until the Black Jar collection. Possibly another Krampus, depending on what I want to do about having doubles. The Gourmands, I don't think I mean, maybe Mummy Marshmallow because I love that one so much. Haunted Hollows for sure, Scarecrow for sure. And then I have to decide if I want another 2 as backups, maybe another Krampus, maybe another Mummy Marshmallow. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, and candy corn. I never get candy corn. It always is just like the most boring option. I'll probably should get it. I should just get it. The spirit of Halloween is here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm thinking of backups of Krampus, otherwise not interested in any of the others. Yeah, that makes sense. Totally fair. Completely fair. Yeah, cool. I love a good storm. Me too. We have had such a mild summer here that we haven't really had that many storms, and it's actually been surprisingly not humid. It's been really nice. So, you know, maybe August will bless us with some. This is cool. That's cool. I have a mini stash of Mummy Marshmallow. Yes, I don't like the label this year either. Yeah, I agree. The reason that I'm a little bit like on the fence about Mummy Marshmallow from this year is just like it is a really weird looking label. It's really weird. To be fair, like last year's label, God, where are they? So many candles. So many. Last year's label, I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I like that it's actually got that little bit of shimmer quality to it. But yeah, I feel like the label this year is like I'm gonna have to turn that thing around because I do not like that. Candy corn smells funky to me, but I don't hear others saying that. Yeah, you know, and the thing is, like, I did visit the Kringle store. Like, I visited the flagship in person, and I smelled it in person. And I was like, this is fine, but I'm not over the top. I'm not loving it like crazy. And I think that's always been my impression of it. But I also feel like I should have it because it comes back every year. Candy corn is too almond-like. All right, well, good to know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I should have it so I can give proper reviews, though. I'm planning on Candy Corn, Haunted Hollows, Death by Chocolate, Freak Show, and Haunted Harvest. I think that's great. I think those are all great. Especially, I think you've got the 2 best gourmands of the group, out of the new ones, at any rate. But if you like chocolate, I think Death by Chocolate is really good. I'm in Massachusetts. It's been so hot and humid this summer. Oh, I'm sorry. I like the campfire on Mummy Marshmallow. All right. Anne, are you making me reconsider? I think no, I agree. I think the campfire itself is cool. I just think that the mummy with its glowing eyes, it's just, I don't know, there's something weird about it. There's just something off-putting. I don't know. I'm in California and it's 104. Dang, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, like, the spooky environment here is creating a little bit of a fall wishes your way, friend. Is Mummy Marshmallow close to Marshmallow Fireside from Bath and Body Works? I don't have Marshmallow Fireside. I can tell you what Mummy Marshmallow is like for me. I think it's more incense than fire, though, is what I'm tempted to say if Fireside Marshmallow has more of a woods, like, flaming log scent and smoke, then this would be different. Yeah, for me, this is more incense. It's more just actual incense. And, oh, it's so weird because now I'm like, ooh, this is kind of sweet. But it's never sweet to my nose. What the heck? It's after all the cat pee. Now anything smells sweet after smelling cat pee. Ah, there we go. It's settling back into what it normally is. To me, this is more incense. It's less wood fire. Yeah. Marshmallow, cinnamon, clover, birch, cedar wood, musk oak. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of wood fire on the lid. But I think the incense, whatever the earthy, I think it's the patchouli and the earthy mosses or something. It's just not quite, it's not quite wood fire to me. Mummy is more smoky and patchouli with sweetness in the background. Okay. Not as sweet as marshmallow fireside. My marshmallow is tempting, but I'm afraid I won't burn it if it's too incensey. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna get that one too. I got cedar pencil shavings. I don't know what cedar pencil shavings are, but I definitely get the cedar in this. Like the straight up cedar wood, if that's what you're saying. Did you find Money Marshmallow to be light last year? I don't remember the throw on this one. It's new. It is in my post burns of last year. I remember just thinking it was great. So I think that if the throw was terrible, I probably would remember it not throwing at all. My guess on it is probably a medium throw, like not the strongest, not the most potent, but like somewhere in the middle. But I don't know. I don't want to steer you wrong. I like pencil shavings. Hold on. What are you saying? I like pencil shavings too, so I'm sold on that one. People did claim a bit that Mummy was light, but for me, it's always been strong. Okay. The Mummy this year gained a little weight. It looks as if it spent the whole year eating marshmallows. I need to look. Yeah, I mean, last year it was definitely a kind of alien. I mean, it looks alien to me. Look at the length of the limbs on that thing. Its limbs are either out of socket or it's an alien. But yeah, I mean, this one is, you know, he's a little bit more. He's a normal guy. He's allowed to eat his marshmallows all year. I'll take a look at the post burns from last year. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I don't have the answer. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm really glad everybody else here has got some info for you. Oh, hello. We're an hour and 47 minutes into this. It's a Bigfoot mummy. Yeah, I don't know. He's weird. He's just a little. I don't like the arms. I don't like the eyes. I feel bad. I feel like I'm tearing this guy apart, but pencil shavings came from high school emptying the pencil sharpener for class. Oh my God. Oh, the Bigfoot mummy was from last year. No, true. That's a Bigfoot for sure. All right. I don't know. Wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if you had the pencil and the pencil sharpener, and as you're sharpening, you get the actual. I know what you're saying now. We had a pencil sharpener in my basement. Weirdly, of all places, there was a pencil sharpener on the. What do you call that? The post as you went down the basement stairs, which is obviously as a child where you want to stop and sharpen your pencils. There was the slats of stairs in this really old basement, and there's space between all the slats of the basement stairs. So obviously I want to stand there for like a whole minute and sharpen my pencil. So maybe this is a spooky scent, but yeah, I mean, I still smell incense mostly, but it's really cool. That's a cool thing. No, I did have them. I do remember the school pencil shavings. Now we didn't have them in school, but like I said, we had them in my house in the basement. Obviously that's where you put your old school windy cranky pencil sharpener. Yes, I'm really glad you guys want to be here. Like I'm chilling. I'm not doing anything tonight, so I'm happy. I'm happy as long as you're happy. I'm definitely ordering Vampire's Kiss. I keep forgetting it's called Kiss. I keep calling it Curse. And Sisters Free. Not sure if I'll like them at this point.
But at this point, I'm intrigued enough to buy everything I've heard. I do like berry scents when mixed with other notes. Okay, I feel like Vampire's Kiss would be, if you like berry, if you like fresh berry, if you like berry scents, I think why not? If you want to take a little gamble, why not? I loved Mummy for the first couple of burns last year, but then the heavy sweet, I guess that's the heavy sweet seemed to take over. Didn't like it as much. That's interesting. So like as you burned it, it became more sweet. Interesting. I wonder. Maybe I'll just get another one this year and just like test burn it. I personally, I like the 2 wicks better. I'm sad that they're not doing 2 wicks anymore. I just kind of like, I don't know. I like the feel of them. I like that you can throw them around. They're little scamps. See, this is how I break my candles. When I'm like, I don't know how I broke all my candles. I made a performance. I made this like piece of experimental theater, and I brought my candles into it. And so that's another reason why some of my treasures, RIP. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I like the 3 wick, obviously. Like, it's cool. I just wish the 2 wick was still an option. Yeah, it's just not a scary mummy this year. It's totally not a scary mummy. He's like, I feel like he's depressed. I like how we were like 15 minutes on the 15 minutes on this Mummy Marshmallow label, just dissecting the hell out of it. But like, I feel like he's depressed. Like, he just doesn't look very happy to be sitting at this campfire with his marshmallow. Like, I don't know. At least the one from last year, like, he doesn't look depressed. But I don't know, guys. Oh my god, when the electrical pencil sharpeners came along, I was in total awe. Shows my age. I feel like I just stopped using pencils also. Like, I only use pens anymore. Pencils are a pain. You have to put effort every time. Every time I use it, I have to put effort into it. What? I thought I was the only one who preferred 2 wicks. No, I love them. I love the 2 wicks. Which do you feel will be the first to sell out this year? Pumpkinhead went fast last year. I love the 2 wicks. Yeah, I think we're going to see, probably because of how much the ambassadors have hyped it up, Krampus. Krampus goes first, and then 100%. Just dropped a candle. 100% Hansel's Trail. This one's going to fly. This one's going to fly right off the shelves. God, that smells strong. Hold on. I'm joking. Obviously, I'm joking. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh my God. I lost a whole freaking candle. I lost a whole candle. I'm looking for the other pumpkin one. Jesus, hold on. Hansel's Trail just invaded my whole room. Okay, for real. Haunted Harvest. So I think what's going to go is, it's going to go Krampus first, then Haunted Harvest. And I would be tempted to say Haunted Harvest first because I do think that the label and scent combination are the best. But I think that the way that everyone has been hyping this candle up probably is going to tip it over the edge. Yeah, Pumpkinhead went fast last year. Was Pumpkinhead the first one to go? Like, was that like that exact night? Oh, did you have the cranky boy in the basement? Did you just have it somewhere? Like, they like drilled it in as a fixture of the house. I'm gonna go see if it's still there. That would be, if it's still there, I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna put it on my Instagram and I'll put it in YouTube. To be fair, I haven't tried the 3 wicks, but I like the tall jars. Yeah, so here's the thing. The 3 wicks throw very well. I think in terms of just throwing, the 3 wicks are fantastic. The performance is great. They throw really, really well. I really like the aesthetic of the 2 wick. I think it's like more elegant. I don't know. I just like it better. I just do. I don't know why. I just do. I also like that the 2 wick lasts longer. Like, and for some of these 2 wicks, you didn't need 3 wicks. They were strong of their own. He looked bored. Yes. By the stairs, of course. Same here. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Okay. We've got to take pictures of our pencil sharpening utensil implements. I'm excited for the 3 wicks, but the 2 wicks are easier for rooms versus open areas. I prefer 2 wicks more. Yeah, that was also kind of my note this year for many of these candles. The 3 wicks were actually a bit like, my room is not that big. Like it's, I don't even know how to measure space. I'm gonna say that's like 15 by 20, I guess. Maybe like 12 by 20 or something like that. I don't know. But it's not a really big room. But the 3 wicks were throwing like crazy. I mean, it was a lot. It's a lot. So I think that if you have a smaller room, three wicks is like a little too much. And it's like I said about Krampus. This one worked for me because I was able to kind of forget that it was there, but then after I walked out and walked back in the room, I was hit with it again, and it was like, ooh, that's nice. But a lot of these were just like so strong. I like the pumpkin one. Which pumpkin one? There's like 4 pumpkin ones this year. But yeah, no, I think I know what you're talking about. I think Krampus was solid first. Same. I've only burned one of the new 3 wicks, but it felt like it burned really fast. Yeah, that's my other thought. It's just I do think I think they burn fast. I think they're going to burn fast. I think Harvest is going to be popular for sure. Yeah. Do you like Zombie Horde last year? I thought it was Apple Candle I was looking for. It wasn't. I liked Zombie Horde because I just spilled water everywhere. Curse the gods. I should just put my God, I was going to say candle. I should put my cup outside because it's torrential pouring out there. All right, back to what the question was. The question was about Zombie Horde, and I liked it a lot because I am a nature scent person, and I think that Zombie Horde was dirt. I think it was earthy and grassy, if I'm remembering. It was like earth, grass, dirt type of thing. I remember it being naturey, but I think it wasn't woods, which is why I'm saying in the dirt and earth direction. But I remember liking it, and I agree. I don't think it was apple. Pumpkinhead flew last year, sold out that night, almost right after the drop. Oh, okay. So I'm a freaking liar. Sorry about that, guys. I thought it had been gulp. I thought it had been a couple of years. Sorry, since we had sellouts the night of, but alas, I am wrong. I am false. Don't listen to me. Except listen to me now. We are on my live. Listen to me. For storage purposes, I missed the 2 wicks. Absolutely. That's another thing. Because the thing about this one is they're not even like, they're not that short. Like they're a little bit shorter, but I think the difference is maybe two inches or so, but they are like wider. So if it was like short enough where you could stack 2 of them to put them on a shelf, that's a different story. But now they're just like wider, but not really that stackable, depending on your shelf space. I know that, yeah. The 4th of July collection that I was sent and the reserve collection, I'm in the middle of trying to figure out where these candles are going. I agree, Jared. For 2 wicks, and sad that no Witch's Cauldron. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely sad about no Witch's Cauldron. Oh God, where are we? I need to try Pumpkinhead this year. I think it's cool. I think it's a good candle. Let's see, where is it? I think it's a cool candle. I do think, like, for me, this one does lean gourmand, I will say. I feel like it's just got enough sweetness in it for me that it does lean gourmand, but it is very pumpkin heavy. It's got the cinnamon and the clove in it. It's very pumpkin spice, but gourmandy, and then it's got the citrus and the vanilla in it. It's interesting though. I think it's worth getting. If you don't have it, I think it's a different label this year. I think I don't like the label this year also. Let me see. Where are you, Pumpkinhead? It's not in Sweet and Indulgent, which throws me off. Pumpkinhead. The label's okay this year. Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty spooky. It's honestly spookier than the scent because it's a rotting pumpkin head. Like it's a very, very decayed pumpkin head. It's not a bad label though. I would say it's worth a try. That was like 10 seconds or more. That was cool. For 2x2, no Witch's Cauldron. Actually the 3-wick and feel most sense. I get way more throw. Yeah, they throw like crazy. And I like how the tall jar acts as a hurricane once it burns down. I got so bored, so I like that you can go through 3-wick fast. Oh, that's an interesting point. Both, I didn't think about the hurricane aspect. That's an interesting thought, but also if you're somebody who doesn't want to keep, I feel like many of us were like hoard the wax. Like I know I fall into that category because I'm like, I don't know if it's coming back, hoard it. But if you're somebody who's like, no, I want to burn through these candles because I want to enjoy them, then 3-wick will go quicker. Love a good dirt scent. Yeah, I wish Zombie Horde would come back. I love it. I'm worried the 3-wicks will burn way too fast. I'm excited to try them though. I love a good hardcore throw. They throw. Yeah. Haven, maybe you can push for them to bring the 2-wicks back when Libby restocks them. Is that their jar supplier? See, I don't even know. If that's their jar supplier, I will definitely pass along and be like, there were multiple people in my live saying that they prefer and miss the 2-wicks. Hopefully. Yes, I think you're talking about the thunder. Yes, 3-wicks are easier for me to stack in my storage space. I couldn't stack 2 of the taller wicks. Oh, that's cool. All right, well that's good. That's good that you can stack 2 3-wicks. I mean, I agree that stacking 2 2-wicks on top of each other is always going to be a little precarious. Not a fan of the Pumpkinhead label this year. I prefer last year's, but the scent is awesome. Last year's Pumpkinhead label, how can you beat this? I don't know why they switched it, because if it wasn't for the scent notes, I would have also just bought this candle purely on vibes alone. The vibes here, how do you beat that? I don't know. I think it was definitely a mistake to change this label up. I mean, it's perfection. I have this displayed year round because it's perfection. You sold me on Haunted Harvest this year. That was not on my list. Yay! Yay! I love it. I think it's so good. I think it is so good. Like if you like pumpkin spice, if you like spiced pumpkin or pumpkin spice, take your pick. You will like, where'd it go? I keep losing these candles. Haunted Harvest. Yes. All right. Black Hat is cool all year if you just want a witchy night. Absolutely. I agree. And that's the thing. I think Black Hat is like incense, Catholic mass, frankincense type thing. It's cool. What Mick said on the video with PCM. Okay, so I'm assuming that is Libby, which is I don't know. I mean, on that live, Mick seemed pretty like his mind was made up. It seemed to me like he was like, yeah, we're done with the 2-wicks. We're on to 3-wicks now. End of story. I think that they had to switch suppliers. Is my get? My memory of the thing. My brain is so bad right now. But yeah, I think that they had to switch suppliers. And I think he was kind of like, no, we're done with that. But I can put in. I'll just be like, listen, we need the 2022 lineup, first of all, and we need those 2-wicks back. So basically go back in time. Is Haunted Hollows the most woodsy scent? I wish I had a Haunted Hollows with me. Let me look at the notes again, but I don't think so. Wood smoke, fir, herbal and apple, patchouli, musk. I think the Raven is pretty woodsy. Where did it go? Where'd it go? The Raven is here. I think the Raven's pretty woodsy. I mean, it's really sour though. Yeah, maybe not. I mean, yes, it is, but it's not going to be the straight up woodsy that you're talking about. And I really think looking at everything, nothing is going to quite do that. Krampus obviously has many wood notes to it, but it's not the same dark woods thing. It's not a spooky jaunt through the woods. And I really wish that I had my Haunted Hollows, but I would say probably that's going to be the woodsiest one. Libby had a strike, and that's why he couldn't get the 2-wick jars this year. I see. Okay. I mean, I'll tell them. I'll tell them that, like, you know, people are asking, people want it back. I'm guessing it would be difficult to switch at this point. Don't know. 4-wick haunted harvest. Yes! 4-wick haunted harvest. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The 4-wicks are also going to be available tomorrow night. You can order them, but they won't ship until end of August, I think it was. So you can still order them, but they just won't ship right away, whereas the 3-wicks are shipping right away. If they want the 2-wicks to be sold versus people buying 3-wicks, I wish they would just put them on a discount. Saying, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. For the older, I guess for the stock that they have, if they want to cycle through. Yes, don't fix what's not broken, such as labels, 2-wicks, and witchy scents from the Black Jar Lounge. Yeah. Well, I hear ya, guys. I know. I think there was a performance-based reason for the 3-wicks as well. Big throw. Curious if peeps find it too strong. I will be very curious to know if you guys find maybe I'll make a video on that and just be like, you know, thoughts on 3-wick versus 2-wick. Maybe I'll do that with Mummy Marshmallow. I'll do a burn test between the two, and see which one I actually prefer. But yeah, as far as 3-wick goes, I would be very curious to know if you guys find it to be too strong. I think they're Haunted Hollows to me is the closest to Witch's Cauldron. Okay, yeah, I again wish that I had one to share, but yeah, I think that Haunted Hollows of the lineup that we have, Haunted Hollows is going to be the spookiest, straight up like classically spooky, classically like dark of the lineup. And I'm sad to say that, because usually they've got 1 or 2 or 3 that are just like really, really off-putting and spooky and weird. I mean, I think last year we had Conjuring and London Fog, I thought was weird and off-putting. I think the Killer Clown was very off-putting for reasons that I think for me, it was just like, what is this scent? I mean, I had a similar reaction to that I did to Carnage, which is just like, what am I smelling? But yeah, we had like at least those 3 that were like big swings. And then we had like the Witch's Cauldron, the Haunted Hollows, that kind of thing. Like we had a number of really dark, really eerie, really spooky things going on. And then this year, I just feel like the most Halloween-y stuff we've got is like just like straight up spook factor is Haunted Hollows. Yeah, totally do that, Vid. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do a comparison. I'll probably get another. That was the best one yet. That was awesome. I love how it's thundering during the Halloween live. I hated Killer Clown last year. I burned it for like an hour and was done. Yeah, what happened to the candle? Did you donate it? Or do you still have it? Yeah, no, I burned it for the post-burn review, and I was like, that's enough. Like, I hated it less on the burn, I will say. Like, the burn was a bit more tolerable to me than like the first impression, but oh my god. Oh man, I ordered Carnage my first year buying Kringle. I did not know what I was getting into. It was late in the season, and wait, Carnage was on clearance? I think I remember that actually, now that you're saying it. But like, I feel like the intrigue factor on that one, I would have guessed that would have sold out that year, but I think I remember what you're saying. And I was like, I don't like it enough to get another one. But yeah, I would have thought that the intrigue on that one would have made people buy it. All 4-wick purchases. I'm not sure what you're saying. You're going to be able to buy 3-wicks and 4-wicks tomorrow. So if you wanted the 3-wicks, they'll ship right away. But if you wanted to buy 4-wicks, you have the option to buy 4-wicks as well. Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, oh, you saw the flash? I didn't even see the flash. Oh, you must have seen the flash while I was looking at the screen. That's what. Okay. Variety of spooky is what Kringle Candle is all about until this year. Yeah, I know. I feel like I should, you know, I don't want to say too much, but I just don't think it was super spooky. I think it's that. If I have Sleepy Hollow, Graveyard Night, and Pumpkinhead, do I really need Haunted Harvest? Thoughts? I just saw a flash, so we might get lightning or thunder. Sleepy Hollow, Graveyard Night, and Pumpkinhead. So that, I think, depends entirely if you are... That was a smaller one. Oh. So I'm realizing that the formulation of this might be different. So I might actually now have to, I think Doleboy said that it was different. So I might need to pick up another Graveyard Night is what I'm saying. But for me, they all have different personalities. This is going to be a little bit more apple cidery to me and have those kind of more apple cider spiced notes to them. Sleepy Hollow being a little bit more on the caramel gourmand side, but it's also smoky and it's also like pumpkin gutsy. I mean, I adore Sleepy Hollow. I think this is a fantastic candle. It really screams Halloween to me. It's just like gutsy and a little bit gourmand, but in a way that is like very comforting and fall. And I adore it. I love it so much. So that's the comparison of those two. Like this one is like more spiced, like apple cider spiced. Then you've got Pumpkinhead, which is I think the lightest and friendliest of them all, because of that orange. This one is the most gourmand. Also, to me, it's the sweetest. It's got a sweetness to it. It's light. For me, this is a very pumpkin-y gourmandy. Got that little bit of creamsicle twist to it also. And then this is going to be if you want something that is extremely classic. So you want like a very straightforward classic pumpkin, spiced pumpkin. So if you're a fan of like Yankees spiced pumpkin, it's not going to be the same exact thing, but if you wanted something that's going to take kind of that same family of like straight down the middle, very classic, very what you would expect, then that's going to be this one. And I think it just depends on like if you want to have yet another pumpkin in your collection, if it's worth it for you. For me, this candle makes me extremely happy. This one, and this is the one that I would reach to first to burn because it's so classic. I would say probably these two are my favorite out of the group. But yeah, I think it just depends. Is Thor outside? Oh no, Thor? Yeah, there. I still have Clear the Clown. I'm trying to get rid of it. Anyone to buy it? Good luck. Yeah, I ordered Coven and Carnage on clearance. I loved Coven. Carnage, not so much. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, Coven is fantastic, though. Yes, it got to the lowest price of $8.17. Oh my God, that's so funny. $8.17 is hilarious. And I guess they really couldn't get rid of it. You could not have picked a better night for this live. Yeah, it's so cool. 4 Wicks ship later in August. Yay, I brought the natural ambiance. I'm not really into the spooky candle vibes, but I understand some are. I wonder why they didn't save some of them for the Boo Crew. Yeah. I don't know. I have that exact same question because I'm like, normally they save all of these lighter, more fun ones for Boo Crew. I don't understand why they did it this way. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I know somebody else earlier in the live said that what they said was that people were asking for more gourmands. Again, why not just save that for the Boo Crew? I don't know. Original Graveyard Night was the better of the two. New one is very sweet and rich. Oh, dang. Okay, good to know. Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Maybe now my list is growing again because I'm like, I feel like I need to have these so that I can be an accurate reviewer now. Oh, I really liked red rum. My sister loves red rum. I'll add that to the list. Yes, I have the original Graveyard Night. It was great. More savory. Okay. Interesting. Savory is a good way to put it because even though it's apple cidery and it's spiced in that direction, it is not sweet to me. It's not sweet at all. And maybe that's like the licorice that somebody was asking about earlier. I don't have the notes on this Graveyard Night, like how it was formulated. But to me, it is very spiced, appley. And you're like you said, it's savory is a good way to put it. I think of Graveyard Night as caramel and pumpkin seeds. Okay, interesting. I don't get a strong caramel from this one. Pumpkin seeds I could see though, but yeah. Definitely I love the black wax formulation, and I feel like I should probably pick up the newer formulation so I can be an accurate reviewer. I love Red Robe. Bring it back. Yep. Oh, Jenny, you're still here. What up? I thought you were going to sleep. Hopefully you guys are getting the same amount of thunder because we're going over here. My granddaughter loved 7 days. I never tried 7 days. I think 7 days was, again, the first year that I was it was either the first year that I was an ambassador or it was before I was an ambassador because I didn't get the PR. But yeah, I mean, 7 days, wasn't that another one that was almost like kind of fresh or something? It would be interesting. I would love to smell some of those older ones again. Like I kind of wish that maybe next year they would be like, all right, we're not doing any new scents. We're going back into our catalog and we're doing our like really obscure ones. Like we're going to bring back 7 Days, Apparition, Coffin Rock, like the ones that are really niche. Why can't they do pleasantly atmospheric spooky ones, not gourmands? And not weird ass BO clown scents or cat urine. If you're interested in cat urine, might I suggest the candle that I can't find? Why can I not find any of these candles? Might I suggest Sisters 3? If you don't want BO of a clown, could I suggest that? No, I agree. I would love to do more. Like I think that people were talking about the spooky atmospheric ones in terms of like cemetery or not cemetery lane, graveyard fog, coffin rock. People were saying cemetery lane. I think Witch's Cauldron is a great example of atmospherically spooky. I think those ones are my favorite. I mean, I think Haunted Hollows will probably be the only one that fits the bill this year in terms of that. Also, everyone loves Coven, but mine smelled just like straight baby powder. I was disappointed. No! Dang. Did you get it last year? Or when did you get? When did I get the Coven? Wow, was Coven last year? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. That kind of stinks. I'm sorry. Yes, me and the baby are so awake. I'm obsessed with 7 Days. 7 Days was like straight up lawn clippings to me. See, that's what I remember about 7 Days. I was like, isn't that one kind of grassy? That's what I remembered about Apparition as well. But maybe I'm switching 7 Days and Apparition in my mind. Maybe I'm getting those two mixed up. Coven definitely has a powdery note, but there's some kind of incense note. So for me, it's Nag Champa. I don't have it behind me, but 7 Days is, oh goddamn, where are we? Brain, Coven. Coven is Nag Champa. It's very incensey to me. I don't think it's just straight up. I wonder also, I'm like, did you somehow get a wolfsbane or something? Because that one is baby powder. But also, I think Coven is powdery. I think it's powdery. People have been asking for Dungeon 2 and other. Yeah. Yes, Wicked Doughboy. I would be very curious to know if you get cat urine from Sisters 3. Now that that's been put into the collective unconscious, are you picking up on that? I know. So, and somebody else said earlier that Mick had said that Dungeon was coming back in the live. So we're going to hold out. We're going to see if maybe possibly it gets released in a different format. It could be in those skull versions or whatever. So we're not giving up hope yet because Mick said it was coming back. So we're not going to give up hope, but it is a little annoying that it's not in the black jar. Coven is strong. Honestly, after I heard that, I went back to smell it. And yes, I get that for sure. It wasn't what hit me at first. It was more medicinal grape, but there was a weird funk that I couldn't quite pin down. Medicinal grape is a great way to put it. See, for me, it was like fresh grape. It was like off the vine, like backyard grape with a thick skin. But yeah, it's like so funny. Yeah, I see what you're saying about medicinal grape now as well. I think medicinal grape is actually, right, like cough syrup grape. Cough syrup grape is a great way to put it. It's so funny. It's so funny. See, like now that I'm smelling it again, I'm like, I don't smell the cat pee. It's now I just smell medicinal grape. It smells like whatever the last thing somebody said it smells like. That's what it smells like. It's alchemy in that way. It's constantly changing. I have backups of Graveyard Night, Sleepy Hollow, Witch's Cauldron, and Haunted Hollows. All my favorites. Woo! I love lawn clippings. But having 2 cats after smelling it again, yeah, there's acidity in there for sure. Okay, yeah. Coven has been gone for the last 2 years. I hoarded them and I have 1 left this year. Okay, good to know. I burn 7 days in the spring. I would love to have it offered in the spring line. Yeah. I feel like, you know what would be sick? I feel like it would be so cool if Kringle Candle, because they do weird like springy scents randomly in their Halloween line. I would love it if they did a halfway to Halloween release. Wait, this is a great idea. Somebody write this down. I'll come back. No, I won't. I'm like gonna lose it in this live. This live is so long, which I appreciate. I'm really glad you guys want to hang out this long. But they did a halfway to Halloween line. And if they did 7 days in the halfway to Halloween and then like some of the other ones that like would fit in there, I think they would kill it. I think that'd be awesome. That candle hit me in waves and I just did not like it. Grape up front, weird funkiness in the back. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're talking about Sisters 3. Now that I've done my post burns, I can finally watch Jared's video. My God, it's so hard to not watch anybody else's video until I've done my thoughts. Poor Sisters 3 smells like pee. That's gonna be now the new tagline. Sisters 3 smells like pee. Acidic medicinal grape and has nipples on the picture. Guys, I didn't rag on it as hard as you guys are. This is hilarious. This poor candle, it's going through the ringer. Poor Sisters 3. I'm gonna put an honorary post on Instagram and on the YouTube tomorrow. We're gonna have a little like appreciation post for Sisters 3. I can't do that. No, I will. I'll dial it back. All right. Yep, I would love to say launch past favorites. That was a concept for Witch Nose sleep paralysis. It's supposed to evoke having flu nightmares during the winter, so it's supposed to smell like grape medicinal with a touch of spookiness. I see. That's cool. Oh, I really like that concept. I like that when them intentionally leaning into the overdose on cough medicine. 7 days Lady in White and It's Alive halfway to Halloween. Yep, exactly. Dollboy, you and I, we're gonna suggest it. That's actually a crazy concept. I love that. Flu nightmares are always the worst. Yeah, it's a great concept for a spooky candle. Same type of grape out of Sisters 3 as I did in sleep paralysis. Okay, good to know. Which was a bit more intensely syrupy though. Okay, that's good to know. See, I don't hate Sisters 3, guys. I think it's fun. I think it's a witch's brew, not at all, but I do think it's an acidic witch's type, whatever. You know what I'm saying? My brain ain't working. I must have a weird nose because I loved it. All right. I fear that if we keep going, we're just going to keep going. Any last thoughts? Last thoughts before I shut down the live. I want to do this again. I think maybe we'll do another Halloween live this year because that was really fun. And Grandmama misses Virgil. I'm surprised we didn't see Virgil in the live tonight. Virgil, what the hell? But Grandmama misses Virgil, so she'll give him a reason to be around in October. Oh yeah. Last thoughts. Laugh halfway to Halloween. Definitely an audience for it too. Witch Nose does beautiful scent combos, and they're doing Halloween pre-orders right now. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, Witch Nose is awesome. Yeah, Witch Nose is fantastic. They're a great company. They're small and very, very talented. Yeah. Sending before I'm done. Apparition sent notes in the comments. Oh, okay, cool. All right, good to know. Oh, apparition. Actually, I do want to see. Top is wet leather, sweet tobacco, cedar wood, moss, vetiver, patchouli. Ooh, yeah, that sounds really good, actually. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yes, more Halloween lives. Okay, cool. All right. All right, guys, I really appreciate you being with me. This was super fun. I hope this was helpful to you. I had a great time. Thank you for hanging out with me for 2.5 hours. That's insane, but I had such a good time with you. Let me know if you have any more questions, comments. Leave them in the comments here. Send me a message on Instagram. Put it in one of my videos. I'll try and get back to you. But yeah, if you have any other thoughts or things you want answered before the launch tomorrow, I'll try and get back to you. What else? I'll be on the live tomorrow. So if you're going to be on Philly Candleman's live, I'll see you there. It was really great to have you here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Dollboy, thank you for your inputs, and everybody else who kind of gave their thoughts as well about what these candles actually do and how they perform. It was so fantastic to have you here, and I will see you very, very soon in the Haven. Thank you, and happy Halloween!